1. Black Sabbath's Back to the Beginning, a final farewell for heavy metal. 2. Ozzy Osbourne's final Black Sabbath show, a mind-blowing emotional performance. 3. Ozzy Osbourne's epic final concert, a farewell to Black Sabbath. 1. Black Sabbath's Back to the Beginning, a final farewell for heavy metal. Heavy metal stands on the brink of an earth-shattering farewell, a moment that will rewrite the genre's history books forever. Tom Morello isn't mincing words when he declares Black Sabbath's upcoming Back to the Beginning concert in Birmingham as potentially the most important day metal has ever witnessed. But here's where it gets complicated. Bassist geezer Butler chuckles when asked if this July 5th hometown show truly marks the final bow for Ozzy Osbourne and Sabbath's classic lineup. Every time I've said, never again, something pops up, Butler admits to Billboard, referencing past farewell tours like 2016's The End. Yet there's a palpable sense of finality this time, driven by the band's advanced age and Ozzy's well-documented battles with Parkinson's disease and emphysema. Robert Trujillo, Metallica bassist and former Ozzy band member, captures the bittersweet mood. It's incredible, but also sad because this is truly their last show. Sharon Osbourne, Ozzy's wife, manager, and Sabbath's longtime handler, leaves zero room for doubt with her fiery declaration, "There's no way on God's earth we'll do more. We're done. I've managed tours since I was 15. We just want to live life without itineraries." This unmissable finale isn't just about Sabbath, though. Mirroring the scale of 1992's Freddie Mercury tribute, the Birmingham bill features a jaw-dropping roster. Guns N' Roses, Slayer, Tool, Pantera, Ghost, Hailstorm, Alice in Chains, Anthrax, Mastodon, and icons like Billy Corgan, Smashing Pumpkins, and Sammy Hagar. Musical director Tom Morello, Rage Against the Machine, even hints at unadvertised global superstars joining the 10-hour marathon, hosted by actor Jason Momoa. And this is the part that sparks heated debate. While celebrating metal's origins, the event doubles as a massive charity drive. Live stream and ticket proceeds will support Cure Parkinson's, Birmingham Children's Hospital, and Acorns Children's Hospice. Ozzy himself donated DNA to limited edition liquid death iced tea cans priced at $450 each. Morello's mission? To make it the greatest, most important day in heavy metal history, with never a dull moment. But here's where opinions clash. The return of original drummer Bill Ward, who left acrimoniously in 2012, was non-negotiable. It had to be the original 4 or nothing, insists Butler, noting the band recently received Birmingham's Freedom of the City honor. Morello passionately emphasizes Ward's foundational role. He played on the records that birthed heavy metal. Plus, the stadium sits blocks from where these working-class kids grew up hearing crowd cheers they couldn't afford tickets for. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Why should non-metal fans care? Morello argues Sabbath's influence transcends genre. Their DNA is in every pop stage show, country act, and Lady Gaga performance. Most 90s bands, from Rage Against the Machine to Pearl Jam, learned Sabbath riffs. Sharon Osbourne conceived the event to grant Ozzy a proper fan thank you after his 2018 retirement tour was cut short by illness. But controversy simmers beneath the unity. Sharon reveals one band was disinvited for trying to profit, vowing to expose them post-show, while Judas Priest couldn't participate due to a conflicting Scorpions anniversary gig. Rob Halford Priest plans to stream the show mid-performance, joking, "I'll be singing Breaking the Law and suddenly yell, 'Oh, Ozzy's on.'" The emotional weight grips every performer. Billy Corgan calls the lineup the greatest one-day bill in rock history and cherishes Sabbath's legacy. "I took criticism in the 80s for loving them. Now their influence is undeniable." Hailstorm's LZZY Hale, the sole female artist on the bill, reflects, "I spell my name LZZY because of Ozzy. We're all Sabbath's children." Slayer's Kerry King unearthed a deep-cut Sabbath song after popular choices were taken, while Anthrax/Pantera drummer Charlie Benani recalls his mom making him return a Sabbath Bloody Sabbath shirt for its 666 imagery. Lamb of God's Randy Blythe bristles at skeptics. "Some say Sharon's cashing in. Screw that. Ozzy wants this. We all carry Sabbath's DNA. They're the tree we fell from. So, as pyrotechnics light up Birmingham on July 5th, one question lingers. Will this genuinely be heavy metal's last stand with its creators, or could the indomitable spirit of Sabbath defy the odds yet again? We'd love to hear your take. Is this a fitting tribute or a drawn-out goodbye? Share your thoughts below. 2. Ozzy Osbourne's final Black Sabbath show, a mind-blowing emotional performance. Imagine witnessing the end of an era, a moment so powerful it leaves you speechless, teary-eyed, and in awe, yet it's tinged with the bittersweet reality of a legend's struggle. That's exactly what Louis Osbourne, son of the iconic Black Sabbath frontman Ozzy Osbourne, experienced at the band's final performance, which he described as nothing short of earth-shattering. Curious about what made this night unforgettable? Let's dive into the emotional roller coaster of a show that marked the end of a 57-year legacy and why it's a story that resonates far beyond the stage. Taking to social media on Sunday, Louis shared heartfelt reflections on his father's performance, emphasizing the raw emotion of the night. He highlighted how Ozzy, now 76 and battling Parkinson's disease, poured his heart into the show. The crowd showered him with the kind of love you'd hope for, and he gave it right back, Louis wrote. It was a deeply moving finale to an extraordinary career that spanned nearly 6 decades. For fans, this wasn't just a concert. It was a celebration of resilience, a testament to Ozzy's enduring spirit despite his health challenges. Picture this. The original Black Sabbath lineup, reunited after 2 decades, performing in their hometown of Birmingham for what they declared would be their very last show. The event was a star-studded affair, drawing rock and metal royalty like Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Slayer, Ronnie Wood of the Rolling Stones, and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith. It was a night that felt like a living history lesson in rock music, with legends paying homage to a band that shaped the genre. But here's where it gets emotional. For Louis, the night wasn't just about the music, it was personal. In his post, Louis opened up about the overwhelming emotions he felt watching his father perform. "I don't even know where to begin about last night's show," he wrote. "It was an emotional whirlwind for our family. There were moments I couldn't hold back the tears. It exceeded every expectation we had, and then some." He admitted to months of anxiety leading up to the event, worried about how his father's Parkinson's might affect his ability to perform. "All I wanted was for this to be a respectful farewell, a moment of dignity for him," Louis shared. But the second he started singing, I knew he was going to absolutely own it. And own it he did. Ozzy, seated on a dramatic black throne, commanded the attention of 40,000 fans with his voice alone. Louis noted the frustration his father felt, unable to leap around the stage as he once did in his wild, untamed youth. "You could see he wanted to jump up and rip the stage apart like in the old days," Louis observed. "But even seated, he was flawless. Absolutely perfect." This image of Ozzy, restrained yet powerful, paints a vivid picture of a man who, despite physical limitations, remains a larger-than-life figure in rock history. And this is the part most people miss. The night wasn't just about the performance on stage, but the intimate moments off it. Louis recounted sitting in his father's dressing room, watching as rock icons like Axl Rose and James Hetfield approached Ozzy to express their gratitude. Axl told him how much he'd inspired him, and James thanked him for shaping his entire career, Louis shared. Remarkably, Ozzy seemed unfazed by the praise, responding to Louis's question about whether he enjoyed the night with a casual, "Yeah." This understated reaction only adds to the mystique of Ozzy Osbourne, a man who, even in the face of adulation, remains grounded. The night ended on a deeply personal note for Louis, who made a poignant stop at the house where his father grew up in Birmingham. "It felt like something out of a movie script," he wrote. "My pride and love for him are beyond measure." What an incredible day, truly earth-shattering. This final reflection underscores the night's significance, not just as a concert, but as a full-circle moment for a family and a city that birthed a legend. Behind the scenes, the energy was just as electric. Black Sabbath roadie Graham Wright, speaking to BBC Radio WM, described the atmosphere from backstage. All 4 band members were giving it their all, 150% effort, he said. It was the kind of moment that gives you chills. I was speechless. He added that Ozzy was in top form, and the post-show dressing room was filled with hugs, tears, and a sense of camaraderie. It was beautiful, Graham recalled, offering a glimpse into the tight-knit bond of a band saying goodbye to their fans, and to each other. Meanwhile, the city of Birmingham buzzed with excitement as the concert's impact spilled over into local businesses. Some pubs, overwhelmed by the influx of fans, had to turn people away after running out of beer, while others reached capacity far earlier than expected. David Longmate, owner of the popular rock bar Subside, described the weekend as utter chaos, in the best way possible. He told the BBC, "This was hands down the busiest weekend in our 18 years of operation. We had to implement a one-in, one-out policy almost all day and night. Friday night, when fans gathered for the Sabbath pre-show, we hit capacity early and stayed packed from 4 p.m. Friday until 4 a.m. Saturday. The bar even ran out of draft beer by 3:30 a.m. on Saturday, though they managed to restock by Sunday. We were so focused on keeping everyone safe and served, it was absolute madness," David added. This frenzy highlights the cultural phenomenon of Black Sabbath's farewell, turning a concert into a citywide celebration of music and community. Similarly, the Flapper, a well-known rock pub and music venue, experienced an unprecedented surge during their live stream of the concert. Manager Sam Campbell told the BBC, "The Sabbath show was a massive boost for us. It really shone a spotlight on Birmingham's independent venues and music scene. We had to shut our doors by early evening because we were at capacity for the live stream, and we even ran out of several beer brands." He described the atmosphere as electric, with the party continuing well into the early hours after the stream ended. "It was amazing to see Birmingham take center stage for the weekend," Sam added, emphasizing the pride felt by local businesses. But here's where it gets. 3. Ozzy Osbourne's epic final concert, a farewell to Black Sabbath. Prepare to say goodbye to a rock and roll icon. Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness himself, has officially taken his final bow, marking the end of an era for heavy metal. But it wasn't just a farewell, it was a monumental celebration of a career that has shaped generations of music lovers. On a Saturday night in Birmingham, England, the city where it all began, Osbourne, at 76 years young, performed his last show alongside his original Black Sabbath bandmates, geezer Butler, Tony Iommi, and, in spirit, Bill Ward, at his aptly named Back to the Beginning farewell concert. This wasn't just a concert, it was a historic event. The 10-hour extravaganza, hosted by the charismatic Jason Momoa, was a star-studded affair, featuring electrifying performances from the likes of Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Jack Black, and Steven Tyler. Imagine the energy in that room. But here's where it gets controversial. Some fans felt the sheer number of guest appearances slightly overshadowed Ozzy and Black Sabbath's own performance. What do you think? Did the guest stars enhance the experience, or did they detract from the focus on Ozzy's farewell? One of the most talked-about moments of the night was a mind-blowing drum battle. Legendary drummers, including Tool's Danny Carey, Red Hot Chili Peppers' Chad Smith, and Blink-182's Travis Barker, unleashed their fury on a cover of Sabbath's classic, Symptom of the Universe. The sheer power and skill on display were enough to make any music fan's jaw drop. It was a fitting tribute to the band's heavy, driving sound. And this is the part most people miss. It wasn't just about the live performances. According to The Hollywood Reporter, a galaxy of stars, including Dolly Parton, Elton John, Billy Idol, and Jonathan Davis, recorded heartfelt messages for Osbourne and the band, expressing their gratitude for the years of inspiration. These messages added a deeply personal and emotional touch to the evening, highlighting the profound impact Black Sabbath has had on the music world. The grand finale was nothing short of theatrical. As captured in photos and videos circulating on X, formerly Twitter, the legendary rock star was lifted onto the stage seated on a black throne adorned with skulls and topped with a menacing black bat. A truly Ozzy-esque image. Despite remaining seated throughout the set, Osbourne delivered powerful renditions of his iconic hits, including Crazy Train and Mama, I'm Coming Home. His voice, though perhaps not as strong as in his younger days, still carried the weight of decades of rock and roll history. It's so good to be on this stage. You have no idea how I feel, Osbourne told the roaring crowd, according to Planet Rock Radio. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. His words, simple yet profound, resonated with the thousands of fans who had gathered to pay their respects. The outpouring of love and support on social media was overwhelming. Fans from around the globe shared their thoughts and memories, celebrating Osbourne's incredible career. One fan perfectly captured the sentiment, writing on X, "Only Ozzy Osbourne could be in a chair, shaking from Parkinson's, riddled with ADHD, and remain the consummate showman, remain dignified." Osbourne's decision to retire from touring was announced in February 2023, citing ongoing medical issues and various health scares. He expressed his disappointment in a statement, saying, "I am honestly humbled by the way you've all patiently held onto your tickets for all this time, but in all good conscience, I have now come to the realization that I'm not physically capable of doing my upcoming European/UK tour dates, as I know I couldn't deal with the travel required." While his singing voice remains strong, Osbourne has faced numerous physical challenges in recent years, including complications from a 2003 ATV accident and his battle with Parkinson's disease. He has undergone multiple operations, stem cell treatments, physical therapy, and even experimented with hybrid assistive limb treatment, a robotic exoskeleton designed to improve movement. Despite these challenges, Osbourne has maintained a remarkably positive attitude. As he shared on his Sirius XM show, Ozzy Speaks, "I go on about the way I can't walk and I can't do this, but you know what I was thinking over the holidays? For all my complaining, I'm still alive." His co-host, Billy Morrison, noted the improvements he's seen in Osbourne's health over the past year, but Osbourne himself acknowledged the need to balance myself when getting out of bed. However, he remains grateful, stating, "I'm not dead, still actively doing things." This resilience and unwavering spirit are perhaps the most enduring qualities of the Prince of Darkness. So, as the curtain closes on Ozzy Osbourne's touring career, we're left to reflect on his immense contribution to music and culture. He's more than just a rock star. He's an icon, a survivor, and an inspiration to millions. What are your favorite Ozzy Osbourne memories? What songs or albums have had the biggest impact on your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below.